the more that you say yes to the things, people, and opportunities that you don't want and that you don't like, the more that you're saying no to yourself, to your dream life, to your potential, to the version of yourself that you can become. And the thing is, I didn't even realize this until pretty recently. Because the thing is that most of us are taught or conditioned or are living with this narrative that saying no is an unkind thing to do and that it's even an unacceptable thing to do. So we use saying no and, we treat it as if it's a very scary or unpleasant thing to do. And we use saying yes as a means of staying kind or friendly or accepted by others. And then over time, we begin to wonder why we feel empty or drained in our lives and disconnected from ourselves, when really we've just been shrinking and molding our personalities, our lives, and our desires to potentially not upset others and to be accepted or liked by others. The people that struggle the most with being able to say no are usually people pleasers. So the people who will do anything and everything to try and please other people, please everyone, please people that they know, try to always keep them happy, never like upset with them, stuff like that. Usually people pleasers are the ones who will do anything and everything to, be able to say yes to someone. If someone asks you, like, for example, oh, can you come out with me today? Can you go here with me? Can you do this for me? The answer is always yes, even if you're busy, even if you don't want to do it, or even if you have other things going on in your life, you will always say yes no matter what. So these are people pleasing tendencies, and if you're a people pleaser, you most likely probably already know if you're a people pleaser. And the thing with people pleasing and the thing with not being able to say no even when you mean to say no but still saying yes is that you are most likely not being able to align with the life that you want and from becoming the person that you want, because these tendencies are costing you the life that you can have and the person that you can become. Because if you say yes to the opportunities, situations, people, no matter what, it's sacrificing the life that you can have and it's sacrificing the person that you can become. If someone's like giving me an opportunity, let's say, a job opportunity or a friendship opportunity, but I know what I want and I don't think that this person aligns with me, but just out of the kindness of my heart, I still say yes to becoming friends with this person, even when I know this person doesn't align with me, or even when I know this job opportunity doesn't align with me. That's costing me the friend, another friend that could be aligned with me, because I'm here saying yes to this person and, I'm saying yes to this job opportunity. It's actually costing me the job opportunity that I could have had if I didn't say yes to this one, or the or the friendship that I could have had if I didn't say yes to this friend. So like we think in the moment it's like, oh, just like a little thing, you just say yes to this and yes to that, but overall it's building this habit of yours, to be able to always have to say yes to things and never being able to say no. And then there's also, people not being able to say no to other people or to opportunities or to situations or certain things because they're afraid of judgment, facing judgment or criticism or shame regarding it. And you know what? I can totally understand that, right? Because it's like, sometimes in some like environments or around some people, if you say no, if you're like, no, like I don't want that, or no, thank you, whatever, people can be mean about it. People can reject you. They can be like, actually, that person's weird just because, you said no. People can be like that, or they can judge you, or they can shame you for it. But the thing is, if we don't start saying no to the things, to the people, to the opportunities, situations, circumstances that we don't want, it's ultimately costing us our self-worth, our self-respect, And even though, like, in the moment right now, in this time, you thinking that, oh, if I just say yes and go along, like, it's fine, it's just one thing, it's just one opportunity, one thing, it's just one situation. But over time, it can become a habit, and that habit can be very detrimental to your self-respect, because then over time we think like, oh, but like, where did I go wrong? And, where did I lose myself? And when did I start feeling so bad about myself and so low about myself? And it's from a habit continuously of not being able to say no. Like initially when you start, saying no, you can like work it up, build up to it. It's not like, if you're a big people pleaser right now, it's not like, tomorrow you'll just wake up and just start saying no to everything. It takes time, as a big people pleaser myself in the past, like to now, when I'm much less of a people pleaser, like it's taken time, and it's taken a lot of practice as well. But I can like tell you totally, it is so, so, so worth it being able to say no. And you don't even have to be like, like people think saying no is like such a mean thing, but it's like you can just be like, no, thank you. I don't want that. Actually, I want that instead. And no, like I just don't want it. Or just no. Just no is an answer to, someone's like, do you want to go here? No. Do you want to do this? No. Like it really doesn't have to be a big thing, and obviously when you do it at the start, it's going to feel like such a big thing, but it really isn't. And the thing is, over time, your self-worth and your self-respect is going to be very high. And the way that we view ourselves is a very crucial and very important factor, because when we treat ourselves with respect and kindness, other people also reciprocate it back to us. And the biggest example of this, like I have seen in my life in the past, when I used to just go along with what everyone else was saying and trying to fit in, other people could tell. Like I literally had this one friend say to me once, we were younger, and she goes to me, I know that you're trying to fit in with everyone else. And when she said it to me, I was like, oh, so you can tell? Like I was like, oh my God, so other people can tell. And yes, other people can tell. And if you're someone who has high self-respect and working on your self-respect and someone who has self-worth, other people can tell. Like my friends now, they'll say stuff like, I love the way you carry yourself, and I love the way you think about yourself, and I love the fact that you have high self-worth. So other people can really tell. And with people who don't have self-respect for themselves, a low self-respect or low self-worth, other people are very, like, even your friends and like people close to you too, like it happens a lot, like they will take advantage of it. If you like, for example, if you're someone who just can't say no matter what, or is pretty like bad at being able to say no even when they mean to say no, there are people who will take advantage of that. They will ask you to do things, or ask you to come along and things and join you in things or whatever, just because they know that you can't say no. So other people will take advantage of it as well. And that's why, like, being able to say no and being able to stand your ground is such an important thing, and it's such an important lesson to learn and habit to develop. Because we think, oh, we're just being nice and we're just not trying to hurt other people's feelings, but those same other people can be taking advantage of us and can be stepping all over us. So if you're trying to level up your life, if you're trying to change yourself for the better, this is definitely something that you need to start implementing and doing. And initially, just start like the advice that really helped me when I started as well, and the advice that I'd give now to people who are trying to build this habit of being able to say no and stand their ground, is start with little things. For example, let's say if tomorrow your friend asks you, if you want to go out for lunch, you can just say, no, I actually don't want to. Instead of explaining and everything, you can just say, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. Or just no. So like build it up over time. And with being able to say no, I want to leave you guys with a mindset reframe. So a different way to think about this whole situation and, with being able to say no. Instead of thinking that saying no to someone is a selfish thing to do or a mean thing to do, let's think of it as a kind thing to do for ourselves. It's not a selfish thing, it's an act of self-care. So what do I mean by this? When you say no to, let's say your friend is like, can you come with me tomorrow to go to this thing? And you're really busy, you have school, you have work, or you just don't want to go, you just want to take care of yourself and do something fun for yourself. So, but Because let's say you have a habit of not being able to say no, and you're just like, oh, but she really asked me, like, let me just say yes. And you say yes, and you think you're just being a kind person, and saying no in this situation would be a selfish thing to do, but it's not, because you're protecting yourself, like you're protecting your energy, your time. And if you really wanted to go, sure, but if you don't want to go, or if you're busy, then you're really just protecting your time and energy. It's not a selfish thing to do. You're just taking care of yourself. You're doing what's best for you. And if that friend was a good friend, truly a good friend, she or he or they would understand too, that like, oh, but yeah, my friend is busy, so of course, like, she's saying no, like, it's fine. But if you have someone in your life that you say no to, and they don't understand why you would say no, or they shame you for it, or they criticize you for it, or judge you for it, like, let's say, I'm busy, and I tell my friend, that same friend, that no, I can't come tomorrow, I'm busy, or no, I can't come tomorrow. And then she's like, but like, why can't you come? And like, you should come. Like, that's selfish. Oh, that's this and that. That's not really a good friend, or anyone else who's shaming you for saying no, or being open about, your desires. Like, that's not a very good person to have in your life, because the right people, the people that actually love you and care about you, and that you actually care and love about, that you care and you love, they won't shame you for, saying no, or protecting your energy, or your time, or your resources. Like, they will understand. If you're busy, they will understand. If you just don't want to do it, if you're just doing something else or whatever, they will understand that too. And you don't even have to explain, okay? Like, over explaining is a big part of people pleasing. So people pleasers will over explain everything. So if I can't come tomorrow, then I'll be like, to that same friend, I'll be like, oh, I can't come because this, and I tell her everything, and I write a whole paragraph. None of that is necessary. You can just say, no, I don't want to, or no, I'm busy, like. And if she asks you why, you can explain a little bit because she asked you, but like, you don't really have to write a whole essay or a paragraph explaining everything. A no is an answer. It's a full answer. Like, situations or circumstances, or like opportunities that aren't aligned with you and with where you're trying to be, or who you're trying to be, or what you're trying to achieve, you can say no to those things, because you're really just saving yourself from low quality experiences, and you're saving your time, energy, and your resources and yourself for, better experiences. Because let's say, and this is something I heard someone say, and I absolutely loved it so much. And I'm even working on this a lot and really thinking about it now. And it's, let's say there's like an opportunity comes, right? Or something, some person or something comes in my life, right? And it's not what I want, it's not up to my standards, or that person isn't up to my standards, or whatever it is. Because like, I know what I want. So, but I still say yes to that thing, so I'm like settling for less, basically, because I know what I want, and this thing isn't up to my standards, but I still say yes to it. Then basically I'm telling myself, and I'm telling the universe that, like, even though I want something better, I'm trying to settle for less, because maybe I think I don't deserve that thing, so that's why I'm saying, like, what you say yes to is very, very important as well. Because if I'm saying yes to this thing, if I'm saying yes to something that's less, then I'm saying no to something that's more. You know what I mean? So it's very important to, like, think about what you say yes to. Because if you say yes to something that isn't meant for you, this person, this opportunity, this situation, you're saying yes to it, and you're settling for less, then you're saying no to something that could have been better, that could have been up to your standards. So what you say yes to is just as important as what you say no to. So these things, like, work in hand. Because if I'm saying no to something, then I'm, let's say this same opportunity or whatever that came to me, and I know it's not what I want, I'm settling for less, and I say no to it, then I'm opening myself up for something better, and when it does come along, or when that person does come along, I'm saying yes to that, because I know that's what I want and that's what I deserve. So what you say yes to and what you say no to, both very important things, and they both will decide, the kind of life you live, the kind of person you become, and just how you feel about yourself. So what you say yes and no to, very, very important things. And we got to start working on this. Thank you so much for watching this video. Follow me on TikTok as well. I'll drop it down in the description below. And I also post similar content, shorter form content on there as well. So check it out as well. And if you like this video, then drop a like. And if you have any other suggestions for future videos, what did you learn in this video, you can write that down in the comments as well and let me know. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Mwah.